8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Baby. Enjoy this great game.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. This is Eric, and today I'm going to be going through every team and giving them a grade. We're going to do it right here together. I'm actually live right here, so let's just knock it out live. If you guys have, you're going to help me out. Throw in the comments what you guys think of each of these teams, and I'm going to grade them. Going to go through here. I was going to make an actual standalone video, regular video, but I decided, I'm going to go live and get some input from you guys as well. So let's jump in here and do this. I want to say hello to everybody, Random Dan, Joe, MLB Joey, everyone else. Thank you guys. Not going to be able to get to as many comments as I normally do, but I'm going to try to get to as many as I can while I'm doing this. So let's go ahead and get into it. What's up? And I want to thank Albion everywhere for tuning in from the UK. That's amazing. That's incredible. That's awesome. Didn't know there was that many baseball fans over there. I'm so glad to have you here. What's up, Joe and everyone else? So this is actually going to be based on expectations. So we're not just going to say, oh, this team won more games, they get higher. Obviously, you can look at the standings if you want to know that. This is all about how each team did compared to expectations. So if you were supposed to be terrible and you were good, even if you didn't win the World Series, you could get an A or a B. Yet if you made the playoffs but barely squeaked in and then you lost in the first round and you were supposed to be really good, you were one of the better teams in baseball, well, you might get a D or an F, even though you made the playoffs. So it's all about expectations when it comes to these grades. So we're going to go here. Matt's going to get an F. That's MLB Joey. Oh, what's up? Ballcap Sports in the house. Ballcap Sports is the man. He is here, and appreciate you being here. That is awesome. So let's just get into it. I don't want this to be like a 4-hour video. So starting with the Angels. The Angels, what happened? I'm not sure if I'm going to give an F. I'm just going to put them in there right now and think about this, because the Angels, they ended up in 4th place, 10 games out, didn't even make the playoffs in an expanded season, despite having Mike Trout, despite having Anthony Rendon. The pitching was terrible. Dylan Bundy was actually good. Dylan Bundy was there. Joe Adell sucked. What happened to him? He's supposed to be this big star. Hopefully he does better. Justin Upton's not good anymore. Ohtani couldn't hit or pitch, for that matter. He couldn't do anything. And yeah, all in all, it was pretty bad. They could not sniff the playoffs at all. Man, I'm just thinking maybe, they, like I said, they had some pretty good performances, from some guys here. Angels, D. Yeah, I think so, Chance Buckner. I think a D is more appropriate because they had some good performances. They have some great players. They just need to get that pitching going. But compared to expectations, it was rough. No, yeah, this is San Jose Giants hat. What's up, Jonathan? So we'll give them a D for now. Next up, we have the Houston Astros. I know what everyone's going to say, F, because everyone hates the Astros. But, and during the season, it was actually a rough year for the Astros. Obviously, Correa wasn't that great. Altuve had a down year, but they did have injury issues with Verlander falling out, with Osuna getting hurt. Yeah, the Astros, let's see, we'll start them here. But they did really have a nice playoff run. They win the playoffs, and they came alive in the playoffs. They showed a lot of determination. They showed a lot of willpower there in the playoffs, and they came back down 3-0, and I thought they were actually going to make it to the World Series. So with that, Dusty Baker really did a nice job with this team in the playoffs, and I feel like expectations were they were supposed to be really good, but then there were, of course, with the scandal and everything, there was a lot of pressure. There was a lot to deal with. I'm leaning C because of the regular season. They did have just terrible bullpen performances, and things fell apart. And like I said, a lot of down years. Chase Buckner with the Star Wars shout out there. Search your feelings. You know it to be true. Give them an F. I think that I'll keep it at a C for now. Maybe some Astros fans will jump in. We can always look back here, but let's move on for now to the A's. And the A's obviously had a really nice season. They came back down from 1-0 in the wild card to beat the White Sox. They are a team that was supposed to be really good, and then they got crushed by the Astros, right? You win some, you lose some, but come on. I mean, no, did they lose to the Astros? I think so. But yeah, they won their division 36-24. They dominated at home. They had a great bullpen. They had a strong rotation. They did what they had to do in the regular season. It was just the playoffs where things went downhill. What's up, World Traveler? What's going on? Thank you so much, Ryder and everyone. But yeah, I think the A's, again, it's just they were on their way to a A's season. But I think, getting bounced in the playoffs again and, so many years trying to make it the A's, I think they deserve at least a B, though. What do you guys think? MLB Joy, yeah, B, they won the division, couldn't do much in the postseason. We are counting postseason performance in this. This counts postseason, and it counts just against expectations, everything else. And what's up, Ryder? Beal, going to go to bed soon. Wanted to stop by. I appreciate that. What's going on, Logan? I appreciate everyone jumping in. Not going to be able to get to as many comments as normal. Let's get to the Blue Jays. And the Blue Jays, a team that had some problems finding a home this year. They couldn't even find a home. But nevertheless, I thought they were awesome this year. They were not expected to be great, yet they had a winning record. They made it to the playoffs. Bo Bichette was electric. He broke a whole bunch of franchise records, like youngest player with a 5-hit game. You have Teoscar Hernandez was awesome. Ryu was great on the mound. Yeah, I mean, I think they were good. Nate Pearson made his debut. It wasn't that great, but I mean, all things considered, it was exciting. And yeah, I mean, it's all about expectations. And I'm leaning A. Jonathan Gonzalez says A, and we have Ballcap Sports. Ballcap Sports has A. And, and we're World Traveler with the shout out with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Blue Jays. Why is it Blue Jays fan? I totally forgot Ballcap Sports a Blue Jays fan. Yeah. I mean, it's all compared to expectation, guys. And the Blue Jays are supposed to be like rebuilding, and they really had a fantastic year. And again, they had to play in a AAA stadium, but they were awesome. I mean, I thought all things considered, yes, they lost to the Rays, but the Rays are the Rays. The Rays are the team that went all the way to the World Series and stood toe-to-toe with the Dodgers. So, you can't expect them to beat the Rays. I'm going to donate. I really do appreciate that. It's absolutely awesome. B, I'm seeing a lot of B. MLB Joey, B. B. You guys think it's a B? Giving them a B. Didn't have much expectations for them. Yeah, getting a lot of B's. I'm going to take your guys into consideration. Ballcap Sports said A. Actually, I was first. I was kind of with you, and then I was like, "Wait, you're a Blue Jays fan?" But no, I was going to give them an A, but I'm seeing a lot of B's. So I'm going to take your guys's input, and we'll give them a B because I'm seeing tons of B's. It's still a very good season. The Blue Jays were awesome. And they damn close to an A, I think. But we will move on now to the Atlanta Braves. The Braves, they fell short of their goal. They couldn't beat the Dodgers, but, you're up 3-1. You got to close the door, but it is the Dodgers. We got to give them credit for getting as far as they did. They were expected to be good, and they were good. First place, Marcell Ozuna was an MVP candidate. The only reason he didn't get it is because Freeman did. So you had Adam Duvall. He was awesome. Soroka got hurt. Max Fried was awesome. And, yeah, I mean, they had a pretty good season. Man, do they get an A? Do you think it's an A? I mean, the only team that beat them was the Dodgers. I think they get an A. Logan DeGraff, are you from San Francisco? I'm from Visalia, born in Visalia, but have definitely lived very near San Francisco. Yeah, I think so. The Braves, the Braves really came out strong. They were awesome this year. They won the division, and then they go into the playoffs, and they were a team that looked like they were World Series bound, if not for the amazing Dodgers. And they gave me a lot of excitement when I went to one of those games. Dodgers versus Braves was pretty much the World Series. Yeah, I agree, Jack the Ripper. I'm going to give the Braves an A. I think that everyone seems to agree. So we're going with A. Well, Double X says B. Double X says B. A or B, they choked. Yeah, I know they did come back against the Reds. The Reds weren't that hard. The Reds didn't, but they won a dramatic game to finish out the Reds, and that was really awesome. Laker fan Giants an F team. That's not happening. Not on my watch. But we'll get to them shortly. Let's get to the Brewers, though. What about the Milwaukee Brewers? This is a team that made the playoffs barely because of tiebreakers, or otherwise Giants were getting in. They did well. They did great in close games. They won one-run games. They had like an 11-5 record. Pitching was off and on. You had Devin Williams, Rookie of the Year. You had Corbin Burns, who was like a Cy Young guy candidate. Brandon Woodruff. Christian Yelich was terrible for his standards, and Luis Rios was not good. Keston Hiura was okay. Orlando Arcia was pretty good. Pretty much down the middle. Yeah, I think so. I think a C. I think a C for them is appropriate. World Traveler is weird boy your name. Yeah, so we have Brewers C. Brewers C. Yeah, everyone's saying C. I agree. World Traveler has said C. So we'll give the Brewers a C. Yeah. Joey Becerra, D. Devin Williams won. Yeah, with Devin Williams and with so many great pitchers and great performances from the Brewers, I think they deserve definitely at least a C. So we'll put them there. St. Louis Cardinals. Now, Cardinals ended up making the playoffs, winning record. Paul Goldschmidt was good, even though his power numbers were pretty down this year. I don't know what happened to his power, but mostly the offense wasn't. The offense really struggled this year. At Cardinals B, they made the playoffs with the COVID mess. Let's see. We'll start them there. I'm seeing some C recommendations. The Cardinals, I mean, their offense was bad. The Giants hit more home runs than the Cardinals. I mean, by a lot. The Cardinals, I think, were dead last in baseball in home runs. They had good pitching. Alex Reyes was a guy who was awesome. Andrew Miller, Tyler Webb, Kim, Adam Wainwright still dealing. Hudson, Flaherty, so on. Carlos Martinez sucked, right? He wasn't very good, but all in all, they were pretty decent. But I almost want to give them a C. I almost want to give them a C. I think they underperformed. At Jordan Anosto, I mean, they did make the playoffs, and if they would have, did well in the playoffs, I think I would give them a B or an A. But the thing about the Cardinals is they got bounced in the first round. They got bounced in the wild card round, right? By the Padres, who are very good, but still by the Padres bullpen. They got bounced by the Padres bullpen, basically. So I'm going to give them a C. I think so. But, a B is possible. But, yeah, I see a lot of C's. We'll go with a C. Next is the Cubbies. The Cubbies. Cubs win. Cubs win. Cubs win. So if the Cubs, what is going on, everyone? Thank you guys for joining me. So the Cubs got swept by the Marlins in the playoffs. So yeah. Yeah, F. No, I'm just kidding. They're not going to get an F. Cubs F. Cubs F. I'm not going to give them an F, but that is they got bounced in the playoffs very quickly. And you have stars like Javi Baez, Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, who just weren't that great offensively. They need to come through, especially in the playoffs. But even in the regular season, I think Ian Happ was like their best player offensively. Yeah, David Ross, rookie manager, did well. Alec Mills threw a no-hitter. Yu Darvish was awesome. This team was awesome. This is not an F team. In fact, I think it's probably a B team. I mean, they were really good, but we have C because they made it to playoffs. B for the Cubs, they performed well. I mean, the regular season was pretty much a B. I see a lot of C recommendations. What do you think, World Traveler? What do you think? Because, I see a lot of C's. I was going to say, like, their regular season was basically an A, but they got bounced so quick in the playoffs that I think they get demoted to a B, but possibly a C. Yeah, superstars sucked. Yeah, definitely. But they won the division. And yeah, I'd almost bump the Astros to a B. Dusty Baker, still a good regular season manager, deserves some credit for taking them to the ALCS. I agree with that. You got to look at expectations. They were expected to be good. They were supposed to be good. And they were pretty good in the playoffs, but in the it was such a rough regular season, but they did make the playoffs. So yeah, I think I could see them as a B. And we'll keep the Cubs at a B for now as well. I think the Cubs had a pretty damn good season. Let's go to the Diamondbacks before we do anything else. Diamondbacks sucked. I was high on this team. They had a nice offseason, I thought. And then 25-35. Bumgarner was just not good. Robbie Ray had no idea where the ball was going. They just traded him to Toronto. The D-backs pitchers gave up a bunch of home runs. Eduardo Escobar had a down year. Stephen Vogt, who was good with the Giants, was not good with the D-backs. Giants even beat up on the D-backs this year. It was so fun playing the D-backs. Giants were like 8-2 against the D-backs. Cole Calhoun was good. Christian Walker was good. David Peralta was good. But all in all, guys, this team was supposed to be good, and they sucked. And they really disappointed me. And I'm giving the D-backs a straight up F. And if anyone wants to disagree, let me know, but I'm giving them an F. And we have Fs here. Weird Boy, F. Mad Bum, F. Ryder Beal, F. D-backs, F. I think so. Absolutely. What's up, David Knight is here. What is up, David Knight? So we got so far, we only got one A with the Braves. We got the D-backs with an F. Straight up F. So let's jump ahead. And Dodgers, guys, I mean, let's just be honest. Let's just be honest and just not beat around the bush. The Dodgers, I'm not even going to joke around. You know, I could give them an F for a joke, but let's be real. This team with Betts as the final touch, they were always going to eventually win a World Series. I accepted that. I just wanted him to put it off as long as possible, and they pretty much did that. It took a while, but they did it. Kershaw was amazing. Bellinger with some monster home runs in the playoffs and in the regular season. Bullpen off and on, but at the end of the day, Dave Roberts didn't do anything stupid, and they won the World Series. That's an A. They won the World Series. They won the World Series. I cannot, in good conscience, give them anything lower than an A. So let's just move on from that. Dodgers get an A. Giants are next, guys. So many people I know, including on YouTube, people who have channels were like, dude, Giants suck. They're going to finish in last place. Everyone thought Giants were a last place team. Everyone thought Giants were a dead last team. And they come into this season and they finish in third place and just missed the playoffs. And if they would have made the playoffs, I would have gave the Giants an A. And I think it would have been an easy A. Unfortunately, they did not make the playoffs, but Cueto was pretty good at times. Gosman was awesome. Smiley was awesome when he wasn't hurt. Webb was awesome. Tyler Anderson, who I had never heard of, was awesome. I mean, I heard of him vaguely from the Rockies, but not much. And he was amazing. The bullpen, other than some god-awful blown saves and terrible, Trevor Gott with this short period where he sucked and it was terrible. Other than that, the bullpen was decent, but the offense with Yaz, Dickerson, Belt, Solano, Crawford, they were so amazing. And Ryder J. Beal is spamming A. Laker, they might be a bottom team, but we can't just assume they would have fallen apart if we didn't see it. We only saw 60 games. That's what we have to go on. Laker fan, I gave your Dodgers an A. So can at least I give my Giants a B? Can I give them a B? Is that okay, guys? Is that I mean, compared to expectations, they almost made the playoffs. Is a B? Am I a homer if I give them a B? Yeah, I agree. They really surprised people this season. So if they made the playoffs, I'd give them an A. But since they didn't, I think a B is appropriate. I think a B is fair. I don't want to be, I don't want to be biased. I mean, I want to be honest, but I'll give Kapler credit for turning the offense around. Maybe keep him as a batting coach. But he has no business being a manager, Jesse Burns. I'll give him a B. And let's move on to the Cleveland Indians. And I saw somebody earlier mentioned a score for the Indians. And the Indians, what to say? I mean, they were head to head with the White Sox and Twins, and they finished out second place with 35-25. It's a great record. They went 8-2 to finish the year. They finished the year strong, but they got swept in the wild card. Shane Bieber was awesome. Cy Young, he's ridiculous. He's amazing. Tristan McKenzie had a breakout year. Carlos Carrasco, Jose Ramirez, Lindor was not at his best, but yeah, I mean, the Indians were good. They were really good this year. But they got swept in the playoffs. So I think I'm going to drop them to a B. And let's see here. Drop them to a B. Yeah, SBF in baseball, B. Yeah, B, Cole. I think B. I'm seeing a lot of Bs. Indians got the Yankees in the wild card, so C at best. C at best, Jonathan Gonzalez. C at best. I was thinking a B. I mean, they had a decent year. Like I said, I mean, they had Jose Ramirez was awesome. They had great pitching. They had some problems in the bullpen. Pretty much every team had problems in the bullpen. But I feel like a B is appropriate. But a lot of people are saying C. What do you think, Indians? I'm thinking C. I would have given the Astros a B. David Knight. I'm giving a lot of Astros Bs. So should we promote the Astros to a B? I'm hearing. If I hear one more person tell me to promote the Astros to a B, I might do it. Yeah. I'm thinking a C for a B for the Indians. Yeah, I'm thinking a B. But I'm seeing a lot of C's, guys. So yeah, we'll change the Astros to a B. MLB Joey gives that recommendation, and maybe we'll change the Indians down to a C. But for now, we'll give the Astros a little bump. And because I'm hearing a lot of people tell me that they should get a B for that postseason. That postseason was pretty amazing. And that's what baseball is all about, trying to make it in the postseason, get to the World Series. Let's go with the Seattle Mariners. Don't sleep on the Mariners. They were expected to be terrible. I predicted them to be last, and it didn't happen. They finished in third, above the Rangers, above the Angels. They heated up towards the end of the year. They made a little push. There was a second I was like, they might make the playoffs. I almost thought. Marco Gonzalez, Justice Sheffield was great. Defense is awesome. They got so many young guys who can just catch anything. They can run. They can actually steal bases. They don't know what decade it is. You're not supposed to steal bases anymore. What are you guys doing? Kyle Lewis is awesome. Rookie of the year. J.P. Crawford, Kyle Seager, Evan White, is it? So yeah, I mean, they're a good team. Mariners were respectable. I have a lot of problems. Let's start them in the middle, but I think I'm going to bump them up, guys. We have a Killer Z. We have a Angels and Giants should have the same grades. Explain. Angels and Giants. It's all about expectations. That's the explanation. The Angels were expected to be really good. They got Trout, they got Rendon, and they underperformed. The Giants were expected to be terrible, and they almost made the playoffs. So I thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that. Chase Buckner's unsubbing for bumping the Astros. Disgraceful. We have so I'm going to give who am I at here? The Mariners. I think I want to bump them up. I mean, I think I'm going to give them a B. I mean, they really had low expectations, and they really had a nice season. So let's jump into the Marlins. The Marlins, guys, and let's just start them. We're going to start them here, and they're probably going to bump up. I personally feel like the Marlins, what a ride that was. Oh, my gosh. Not only baseball-wise, but the corona outbreak, they lose almost half their roster, more than half their roster. I think there was like 4 or 5 guys who actually started and finished the season without either going on the IL or the COVID list or something, or getting traded or getting released. Sixto Sanchez, what a pickup that was. He was in the Phillies deal for Real Muto. So Sandy Alcantara, so on and so forth. Jesus Aguilar, Corey Dickerson, and Don Mattingly, manager of the year. This is the Marlins, and they not only made the playoffs, but they swept the Cubs. I mean, come on. The Marlins, you have to think about expectations and give them a straight up A. I'm giving the Marlins an A. Cole says A. Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball. I would give them a C, but I get the B. You're talking about the Marlins? I'm giving them an A. I'm giving them an A. Come on. We have Ryder Beal. We have Cole. Yeah, I'm giving them an A plus for that speed. It's all about expectations. If it's about record, you go look at the standings. But we're talking about expectations here. And yeah, I agree, David Knight. I would give the Marlins an A. Abso-freaking-lutely. Now it's time for my biggest rivals, the Mets. Mets fans have been harassing me for weeks over my free agents video because I did not give the Mets. I didn't even give them anyone in my top 25, which was probably an oversight on my part, which I admitted. But, at the end of the day, we just have to wait and see what happens. I mean, we don't know who they're going to get, but yeah, obviously they're looking to spend big money. But in 2020, they were not good. despite the weird fact that a lot of their players were really good. They just couldn't drive in runs. They grounded into double plays. If you think about their lineup, though, Dom Smith, awesome. Robinson Cano, we won't be seeing him no time soon because he failed a PED test, but he was awesome. Michael Conforto was good. Jacob deGrom, for as far as the pitching, was off the charts. Pete Alonso was okay, not as good as last year, but he was okay. And Edwin Diaz was good. Dylan Betances, not so good, but yeah, Mets. I don't know. I think the Mets, man. They had so many players who did well, and that's why I thought they were going to be good because they had so much talent, and the talent was good. Yet, as a team, they sucked. As a team, they couldn't get the W's, and at the end of the day, you got to get the W's. So I'm putting the Mets at a D right now. And I feel like giving them an F because I'm tired of dealing with the Mets fans, but I'm not going to do that because I have some great Mets fans too that support the channel. I appreciate all you guys who are awesome Mets fans out there who are actually, don't just cuss me out. I appreciate that. But I mean, you guys, it was a rough year for the Mets. You guys were supposed to be really good. I had you winning the division, and instead, look at that. I mean, you guys finished in last place, tied with the Nationals. Speaking of the Nationals, let's get to the Nationals. And this is the team of David Knight. David Knight's about to be really pissed off at me because the Nats completely sucked. And you guys were the world champions. World champions. How did the world champions come out and be? Now, they had injury issues, we know, but still. Will Harris was a nice pickup. Tanner Rainey, Kyle Finnegan was not. Juan Soto. Juan Soto's a superstar. Trey Turner's pretty much, a star. What happened to Daniel Hudson? What happened to Sean Doolittle? What happened to Carter Keyboom? I thought he was the next thing, supposed to be the biggest thing since sliced bread. Not even close. Sliced bread is way better than Carter Keyboom. Strasburg got hurt. Scherzer, Corbin, not bad, but, you guys are the champs. You guys are the champs. You gotta step it up. Give me your guys' thoughts on, maybe you guys gave me your thoughts. F MLB Joey, F with SBM Baseball. Give me your thoughts on the Nationals. Give me your thoughts on the Nationals because right now, I got them in the F column. I got them with a straight up F for the Nationals. They're the world champs. Expectations, defending your championship, last place, F. Orioles, guys, it looks like you're already moving on. So Orioles, C, they had a good first half. Orioles were a lot better than I thought they were going to be. I had them in last place, and they weren't. They finished in fourth, 25-35. They finished pretty poorly. Overall, I think, compared to expectations, like I said, they were pretty good. Anthony Santander was good, some clutch moments. And, they stuck in it till the end. Like, they weren't mathematically eliminated till, like, the last week. And I'm trying to think of some guys like Dean Kremer, Ryan Mountcastle. Ryan Mountcastle was pretty good. He had 333 in his rookie year, waiting so long to give a shot. I almost want to give them, for compared to expectations, I mean, I'm leaning B almost. I'll put them in a C right now. I'm going to look at what you guys have to say. Oh, good. I didn't piss off David Knight with the F. But I was leaning either a B or a C for the O's. I mean, I was really thinking about a B. And unless you guys convince me otherwise, I mean, we're talking about a team that's supposed to be last place, and they were really pretty good. I mean, yeah, fourth place is not good, but they hung in there. They hung in there pretty nice. So what do you guys think? Let's get to the Padres. San Diego Padres, guys. Padres. Oh my gosh, Padres. What can you say? It's been a long time since the Padres had a winning team that could actually compete for a World Series, and they had one. They didn't make it, but they were freaking amazing. This team, I should have saw it before the year. I didn't see it because I'm used to the Padres being not good, and I should have been smarter than that. I looked at that team and said, gosh, look at all these guys. These guys are amazing. They end up trading for Clevenger. They were just in the playoffs like Hollywood-esque with that bullpen. The bullpen was winning games on their own. Jake Cronenworth, Manny Machado, obviously Tatis Jr., I can't remember his name. Lamet. Yeah, Lamet. So many great players on the Padres. I feel like compared to expectations, preseason expectations, I feel like they deserve an A. And I see a lot of A's here. So yeah, double X A Padres, Cole Holdreth A, Ryder J Beal A, double X A. Padres, yeah, they're good. They are good. If not for the Dodgers, I think they would have made it probably to the damn World Series, and if not for unfortunate injuries to Lamet and Clevenger. So absolutely a definite A. So look here, we got Braves, Dodgers, Marlins, and Padres with the A's. Very impressive here. A whole bunch of B's. Let's move on to the Phillies. The Phillies. What to say about the Phillies? You know, Phillies last 2 years was supposed to be so great, and Gabe Kapler was supposed to be so terrible. So they get rid of Gabe Kapler. They were worse. They were worse without Gabe Kapler than with Gabe Kapler. And that's all I can say. They were 28-32. Just a terrible bullpen. They had some bright spots. Alec Boehm was great, as a tremendous rookie year. Didi Gregorius was good. Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, as expected, they're good because they're good. So they were good. But, you know, JT Realmuto was good, and the good players were good. But the bullpen was atrocious, and it's bad, and it's terrible. And I'm going to put them on a D right now. And that bullpen is, you know, I hate to give them an F because they're pretty good besides their bullpen. But when your bullpen can tear you down that much to the point that you can't even get to 500 without Gabe Kapler, with one of the better managers, supposedly, you know, in the game, I got to give you a D. Jonathan Gonzalez says F. Weird Boy says D. Cole says D. SBFM Baseball says D. Keel Gaming says, yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. MLB Joey and SBFM Baseball and Keel Gaming's. I'm saying D. So we're going to stick with that. Phillies are constantly disappointing. Still have no bullpen. D at best. Yeah, at best. Okay, we're going to move on to the Pirates. I'm going to start them at an F, and I might promote them if for no other reason that they earned the #1 pick. They were so bad that they're going to get the first overall pick next season. So you got to give them credit for that, right? I mean, do they actually get credit for being so bad that they might get it's like the movie So Bad That They're Good, so bad that they got the first pick, but they weren't supposed to be good, and they weren't good, and they were last in runs scored. They were last in all kind of categories. Mitch Keller was pretty good. You know, he was a draft pick for several years back, but Richard Rodriguez was good. Yeah, he could be a closer for them. Felipe Vasquez won't be back anytime soon. He is facing some really bad charges. If you don't know about that, look that up. But I don't think we'll be seeing him no time soon. Josh Bell was good. Brian Reynolds was actually not so good. I'm not sure how to say his name. Brian Hayes. He's awesome. But all in all, I see a D here. They played to expectations. They did play to expectations, and they did get that #1 pick. So I'm going to promote them to a D. Pirates are at F. Discussion over. Well, the thing about it is they got that #1 pick. I think that might have been their goal. And their expectations were low. But yeah, they're definitely an F team, but they were expected to be an F team. Were they even worse than expectations? Maybe so. I'm going to give them a D because they got the first overall pick. I know that's maybe not that's not a good reason, but Rangers, I was relatively high on the Rangers. I thought they had a good rotation. I thought they were going to be good. The rotation turned out to not be so good, with the exception of you guys know, I forget names sometimes, but I'm going to wait till you guys say it in the comments. But they had one pitcher who was freaking awesome with the beard. Other than that, the rotation wasn't that great. So I think that, yeah, Lance Lynn, thank you so much. Lance Lynn was pretty good. But other than that, they really underperformed, I think. And the offense wasn't great. You got to feel bad for them. They have the brand new ballpark, and they couldn't even unveil it except for in the playoffs, and the Rangers were nowhere to be found in the playoffs. But like I said, Lance Lynn was phenomenal. Joey Gallo was Joey Gallo. He can't hit. He can't hit for average. He can hit home runs, but that's it. And I'm sorry. I'm leaning F. I mean, this team sucked. They sucked. Let me look back and see what you guys say. Yeah, hey, Rangers F, MLB Joey Rangers F. I'm sorry. Yeah, Real Doombox, maybe a D, but yeah, a D is okay. But yeah, maybe Lance Lynn gives them a D, D from Dallas. But gosh, man, the Rangers, man, it was a huge disappointment for me. They ended up trading some of their guys because they were so bad. It was just like, I mean, they were like, let's just trade away guys. I mean, we suck. I'm gonna keep them at an F for now. Raise. Let's bump them up here where my instinct is to give them an A. We'll start there. And the Rays made it all the way to the World Series. Now, I will say, I'm not going to demote him over one decision, but that removing of Snell pissed me off. I know they didn't want him to face the Dodgers third time through the lineup. It's pre-made. They make all the decision based on analytics. There's no heart or soul or gut feelings with the Rays. It's all computer. That's how they play, and it got them the best record in the American League. It got them in first place, and it got them to the World Series. So with all that in mind, I'm still going to give them an A. Charlie Morton, Diego Castillo was awesome. Mike Zunino was awesome. There are so many great guys that are so fun to watch. G-Man Choi. The list goes on and on and on. David Knight says Rangers are a D. Should I promote the Rangers to a D, guys? Let me know in the comments if I should promote them to a D. They didn't have Kluber. Yeah, they didn't have Kluber. Injuries do hurt. Injuries hurt. I'm gonna give the Rays. I'm gonna keep them at an A. I think the Rays earned an A this year. Double X, they made it to the World Series. They took the Dodgers to Game 6. I agree. And they had the best record in the AL with a horrible budget. Yeah, not to mention they got the worst budget in baseball. A. It's surely an A. I'm not going to change that. It's an A. Next up is the Red Sox. Oh, man, the Red Sox. What about the Red Sox? Let's just start them here, and then we'll move them up if needed. MLB Joey says he'll demote the Pirates to an F. Were they that bad? I mean, expectations were low. Hey, Texas Sports TV is here. Rangers fans were bragging about how they were ahead of the Astros 10 games and they fell apart. Yeah, the Rangers sucked, man. Red Sox. Oh, my gosh. You know, they're supposed to be good because they're the Red Sox, but it's like they either win the World Series or they fall apart and they suck. And they fell apart and they sucked. And they suck bad. And you know, who was good? Philip Valdez. He was impressive from the bullpen. Really enjoyed watching him. Was struck out like 30 in 30 innings. Alex Verdugo. Alex Verdugo was a nice pickup for Betts. He was good. And Rafael Devers, Jackie Bradley Jr., JD Martinez, I don't think was very good. Andrew Benintendi didn't even play. He was hurt all year. Kevin Pillar was good, and then they traded him. They sucked, guys. The Red Sox are supposed to be good. Let me look back here. F, D, or an F. I got them at F right now, and I'm keeping them there unless you guys change my mind. Change my mind on the Red Sox. Hey, what's up, Sebastian Dispo? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Snell wanted out of there after getting pulled in Game 6. So, yeah, Red Sox, they're supposed to be good. Yeah, they weren't supposed to be that good this year. They traded Betts, but they were still supposed to be middle of the road and or at least possibly even better than that. But I mean, they were just bad. Red Sox definitely an F. Tyler Burbeck. I think so. I think absolutely an F. So, guys, I'm giving the Red Sox an F. Let's get to the Reds. And the Reds, I thought preseason that the Reds were going to get an A. I thought the Reds were going to be the best thing since sliced bread after all their moves in the offseason and that unbelievable pitching rotation. They say that pitching wins in the playoffs, and the Reds say bullshit. The Reds had pitching, and they still couldn't win because they cannot hit despite Moustakas, Akiyama, Castellanos, and all these guys they picked up. And despite a rotation of Bauer, who is next level awesome, Sonny Gray, Luis Castillo, despite all these guys, and they picked up Wade Miley. All these guys, and yet they barely get in the playoffs, and then they can't even score any runs in the playoffs. So I think based on all that, based on my expectations, they probably get a D, but based on general expectations, they're probably around a C. I think a C is about where they're at. Tyler Burbick says Reds are a C. E. Gonzalez, Reds are a D. Oh, we got double X. It's a tough one. I mean, to give them a D, they did make the playoffs. So there's that. But I don't know if I can give them a B. They lost. They couldn't even score a run. They couldn't even score a run. I mean, did they score a run? Maybe they scored one run. I forget now, but they sucked, and they sucked offensively. Pitching is awesome. The bullpen is pretty good, but that offense they had the least hits in big leagues by far. By far. It wasn't even close. The lowest batting average and the least hits. They sucked. So I'm going to give them a C. Definitely C. Definitely C. Jack the Ripper says Reds C. The shortened season screwed over the Reds. They did get hot. They did start to get hot, but yeah. Am I the only one thinks it's a problem that there are more A and B than C? No, Killer Z. Let me know what you think. Put in your input there. And, if I see enough people telling me we're doing this together, this is not just me. We're doing this together. Let's go to the Rockies before we change anything else. Rockies, going into the season, they weren't supposed to be great, but they did have an awesome lineup, and they started hot. They started blazing. They were like 11-3, and then they started losing, and just kind of quietly started falling down. And before I knew it, they were in fourth place behind the Giants. Blackman was awesome. Obviously, Trevor Story, Arenado productive, but and the rotation was not even that bad. Kyle Freeland was good. Marquez was good. Daniel Bard, it was amazing with come from behind. The guy hadn't pitched in like 5 or 6 years. And but overall, the bullpen was not great. Obviously, the rotation, other than those two guys I mentioned, sucked. And all in all, actually they were kind of, a lot of people did finish fourth, and the Giants were supposed to be fifth. But as it turned out, the Giants were third, Rockies fourth, maybe a little below expectations, but maybe a C or a D. What do you guys think? I see a D. I see a F. I see a C. I see everything under the sun. Do they get a C for that start? I mean, yeah, 12-3, and they started hot. Do they get a C for the start? But the way that they went downhill after that, yeah. Jesse Burns says Orioles dropped to a C. It's expectations, though. I remember expectations. That's what this grading is not about. Just how did you do, period, without any context. It's about how you did compared to preseason expectations. So I just feel like the Orioles and the Giants deserve Bs, and the Mariners too. I mean, that's my opinion, but if enough people agree with Jesse, I'll be willing to change it. But I just feel like, Giants, Mariners, and Orioles were expected to be god awful, and they were all really good comparatively to expectations. But I feel what you're saying too. But I'll look at the comments here. Cubs are a C. Can you change that? What do you think it should be, MLB Joey? Leave the O's at a B. I can leave the house wearing an O's hat without being ridiculed. Cubs should not be a B. What the F? We're never going to have everyone agree. So I'm just going to kind of give what I think. And if enough people want me to change it, I'll change it. But let's go on to the Royals. And meet the Royal. You can call me Queen Bee. They weren't expected to be that great, and they weren't that great. They finished fourth. Brad Keller was pretty good. They produced, keep in mind, this is a team that produced not one, but two washed up relievers, reverted them back into the awesome pitchers they used to be. Trevor Rosenthal and Greg Holland. Got to give them credit there where credit is due. I got another request to bump Seattle to a C. Does anyone else think Seattle should be a C? Everyone is going to be high on the Mets next year, just like everyone's high on the Reds this year. Yeah, probably so. But speaking of about the Royals, this is a team that Whit Merrifield was good as usual. A lot of old guys, from that old World Series team. Alex Gordon, wasn't great. He retired. Salvador Perez was injured most of the year. I feel like they played pretty much exactly at expectation level. I think they were able to, like I said, get somebody for Rosenthal, traded him to the Padres. I think a C is appropriate for the Royals. I mean, that's how I'm grading it. Like the Royals were right at expectations, around. So I'm giving them a C. Whereas I thought the Mariners really exceeded expectations. That's what I thought. And that's why I have them have a B. It's about expectations. Obviously, if we were just to go by standings, then we would have we'd have the standings. We would just be looking at the standings. So what else do we have here? We have the Detroit Tigers. The Detroit Tigers. Well, let's just go ahead and start them at the bottom, and then we'll maybe move them up, because the Tigers are obviously not a good team. I don't talk about the Tigers enough, but they're a team that have a lot of young talent who's really good. They had a lot of injury issues, but this is a team that, Casey Mize made his debut. That was cool. Spencer Turnbull was awesome. But then their manager was like, I'm out. With 9 games left, I know he said it was health issues, but 9 games left. They were playing so bad. He was like, I'm out. Do you really think that if the Tigers were like in playoff contention or in first place, do you think that he would have quit with 9 games left? No chance. He quit because, maybe he has health issues, but he could have made it 9 games. He quit because he was like, F this. I'm out. I'm going home. You guys suck. That's what happened. But at the same time, they did get a good draft pick. I believe they got the 2nd pick or maybe 3rd. I think Rangers got the 2nd pick. But yeah, I don't know. Tigers, I'm going to give them a D because they did have some. I mean, they did have some moments. They did have some. Let's see. Let's bump them to a D because, like David said, they did have low expectations. Tigers are an F. I see a lot of Fs in here. What's up, Darren Ruff Daily? C for the Tigers. They need more hitting, but they have a good future rotation. Nice overall. Yeah, I mean, Will Castro was a guy who was pretty good. There are definitely some bright spots, and they definitely have a bright future. But the way they finished that season, they lost 19 of 25 to finish the season. They just completely sucked and just kind of gave up at the end there. It was like, I'm out. I think they played 58 games. Not much really to say. So yeah, I think Tigers D. C is possible, but I think I'll give them a D. Let's go with the Twins. What about the Twins, guys? Twins. Let's start them at the top, and then we'll move them down if necessary. They obviously sucked in the playoffs, but they had a great regular season. They did what they were supposed to. They finished in first place. You got to give them credit there. Kenta Maeda was amazing. Randy Dobnak was amazing. Jose Barrios was amazing. Josh Donaldson, actually, he was kind of a disappointment. Miguel Sano was all right. The ageless wonder, Nelson Cruz, hits over 300, hits 16 home runs in a 60-game season. This dude is 40 years old. He's the same age as I am, and he's in the big leagues tearing it up. That is amazing. So it's not over for me, guys. It's not over for me. No, it is, but it's not over for this guy. He is awesome, but we got to bump him down for that playoff performance. They just don't have any playoff ability. So A for the regular season. Postseason, nope, they got kicked out. I mean, the Astros were good. The Astros were on fire. The Astros were out there playing to win, and they won. So I hate to give them a C or a D. Double X says a D. Oh my God, I can't give them a D. They got first place. Can't give them a D, right? Darkness says C for mini. Where do I got your cards? I got your cards a C. Twins B minus. Yeah, I'm with you. Tyler Burbeck says B as well. I think B. C, SBFM. Yeah, B. I'm seeing enough B's to convince me that I'm happy with the B. White Sox. I'm really proud of this White Sox team. It's a team I was super high on, and I thought they would have a great year, and they really did have a great year. White Sox B. MLB Joy says B. Yeah, possibly a B. But like I said, they almost won the division. There were several weeks of the season where they were in first place. And remember, they haven't even made the playoffs since 2008. It's been like almost over a decade. It's been over a decade. Jose Abreu, monster, MVP year. Dallas Keuchel, awesome. Not all their signings worked out. Edwin Encarnacion was a kind of a flyer deal, and he wasn't that good. He's probably going to retire. I think he wants to play next year, but Lucas Giolito threw a no-hitter. I mean, they had so many exciting moments. I think they exceeded all expectations for me even. They even won game 1 of the wild card series, but because they couldn't get out of that wild card round, and I know this is a lot of B's, I think I'll give them a B, but World Traveler says A. World Traveler says A. David Knight says B. I mean, it's a team that hasn't been in the playoffs in so long. Can you really hold them? Can you really demote them to a B? since they lost, even though they never make the playoffs. It's not like they're a Twins. No offense to the Twins. It's not like they're a Twins team or one of many other teams that consistently make the playoffs and can't get past it, can't get anywhere. The A's. MLB Joy says White Sox A. Darkness is White Sox A. I was kind of leaning A, but I see some B's and some A's. Tyler Burbick says B. B for the Twins and A for the White Sox. Yeah, compared to expectations, now the White Sox, I had high expectations, but the general public, generally speaking, I don't think there were super high expectations on them. Obviously White Sox fans had high expectations than I did, but yeah, I mean, we'll hold them at an A for now, and we'll look at the list after we finish here. But there's only one more to go, and it is the great and famous and world famous New York Yankees, the greatest team of all time, the Yankees. Let's go ahead and start them at a D. And that's pretty harsh, but for a team that made the playoffs, but the Yankees were supposed to be juggernauts. The Yankees were supposed to be like almost as good as the freaking Dodgers. And they barely finished ahead of the Blue Jays. No offense, Blue Jays are great, but they barely finished ahead of the Blue Jays by one game. They almost finished in third place. They did start hot. They did have LeMahieu. They had Voit. They had Garrett Cole, Davy Garcia, but the injury bug continues to be relentless. Stanton and Judge can't stay healthy. Stanton and Judge are like walking glass statues. Like it's bad. Gary Sanchez hit 147. I'm pretty sure the majority of y'all in the chat would hit 147. Probably not because it's big league pitching, but still 147 is god awful. That's awful. And we have a C in the chat. We have a C. We have a D. Yankees C. Yeah, I mean, maybe a C, but they underperformed. And then they got to the playoffs. They got past the wild card round. So obviously they're not going to get an F or anything, but that was it. That was it. They couldn't get past the Rays. They had some exciting moments. Probably not me. World Traveler, I bet you could hit 147. I bet you could hit 147. With your speed, if you bunt, do a lot of bunting and, get on first, steal second, I think you got a chance. Yankees at D is generous. Joe Knapp says it's generous. Gary Sanchez is trash. David Knight, what do you think about the Yankees? I got them at a D. I know that's harsh, but it's the Yankees, and they're loaded. They're stacked. I know they had injury issues, and they made the playoffs, but they almost finished in third place. Belt could hit 147 on a full schedule. Let's be real. Could we have Texas Sports TV says I could hit at least 147. I think in my prime I could have. Not now. I'm 40 years old now and I haven't played fast pitch baseball in a long time. But Yankees are a C. Twins should get a C or a D. World Traveler would draw a lot of walks being under 5 foot. That's what I'm saying. David Knight, she'd have a crazy on base percentage. So C minus, yeah. Okay, guys, so this is where we're at right now. Let's look at our final rankings here. We'll answer any questions and we'll move on. So wanted to get this done in about an hour, and we're going to end up right at an hour about Madison Bumgarner. Yeah, honest truth is I wouldn't hit 147. I'd probably hit 040. I'm just being honest, like trying to be realistic. But Gary Sanchez, New York Yankees starting catcher, should hit higher than 147. That's unacceptable. But yeah, so we have in the A tier, Braves. Let me see if maybe I can get a better look at this. Okay. I couldn't do it this close before because I had to grab them and bring them up. We have Braves, Dodgers, Marlins, Padres, Rays, and White Sox right now in A tier. White Sox should get a C, Yankees B. White Sox C. I can't do that. Yankees B. I can't give the White Sox a C because they were awesome. They haven't made the playoffs since 2008. They haven't even had a winning record since 2012 yet. They had a great year. You did give the A's more than what I gave credit for. A's, I give a B. Well, the A's, it was decent. They were good. They won their division. They were first place, but yeah, they didn't do too good in the playoffs. Cubs C, Cardinals B, Yankees are a C. Yankees are a C. Move Indians to a C. Jack the Ripper. Who thinks? World Traveler. What do you think the Yankees? Do you think the Yankees are a C? Maybe you said so. I know I asked World Traveler, but Texas Sports says I'm 21, still young, could hit 147. You might could. You might could. I don't know. I haven't seen you play, but I'm gonna take your word on it. Indians to a C. You guys think? I do feel the C needs some more love here in the C column. Indians, though. Indians. They did have pretty high expectations. Indians are a team that's supposed to be good, right? They were in the World Series a few years ago. It's been actually 4 years now, but yeah, Indians are supposed to be good. What's up with the Indians? Of course, they had the best pitcher in the game, and Jose Ramirez had pretty much an MVP type year. Twins were expected to win their division and got swept by the Astros, who had a losing record, moved them down to a C. Didn't the Twins win their division? They did win their division. Oh, you're saying because they were expected to win it. Oh, I see what you're saying. They were expected to win, and they did, and then they got swept by the Astros, moving them to a C. That is actually a very good argument. That's a very good argument. That's a very good argument. That's a very convincing argument. That is a convincing argument. Do you think my 50-mile-an-hour fastball could land me a gig in the majors? No, but I was thinking about starting like a local baseball league once COVID, if we ever get over COVID, like starting a local baseball league, like fast pitch, and I'll definitely, fast pitch, so to speak, but I'll definitely, you can definitely pitch in that league. So White Sox would be a B. Yeah, I think White Sox, I could see White Sox being a B just because they didn't make it, they got bounced in the first round, but, and they did have pretty high expectations, and they had a big offseason. I think a B is appropriate. Yankees should be a C. Injuries kept them from full potential. Let's be real. Hey, see you later, SBFM. Thank you for stopping by. That's the Yankees' fault. They're made of glass. In a way, the Yankees are injury prone. If it's, I hate to hold teams accountable for injuries, but when you're injury prone, like you constantly hurt, like, that's like someone who can't field. You can't stay healthy. There are guys that can't stay healthy. Tyler Buckner agrees. I'll bounce up to a C. We're at 1 hour. It's final. At 1 hour, it's final. At 1 hour, it is final. David, I could pitch a knuckleball. Yankees should be a C. Yep. Any other recommendations? I appreciate everyone's support today and all of your guys' support. Let me send a big thank you to everyone for jumping in here and helping me with this list. It's not officially done yet. It'll be officially in about 3 minutes. And thank you for the super chats as well. Double X says Yankees D. Well, I could see it go either way. Why the Cardinals at C? They did good. The Cardinals, I gave a C because it's about expectations, and I thought, a team like the Cardinals was, they're supposed to be good, and they did do good, but they actually their offense was pretty quiet for the most part, and they got bounced pretty quick. They got bounced in the wild card round. So I am taking playoffs into account. But does anyone think Cardinals should be a B? Does anyone think Cardinals should be a B besides MLB Joey? Because I will bump them up. Cardinals 28 losses and almost beat the Padres. Padres are awesome. Why are Rockies a D? Well, what do you think they should be? Should they be higher or lower? So I really don't know how to answer that. They're a D because I guess they could be a C. I could see Rockies being a C. Texas Sports says Astros get an A. A is tough. The regular season I take into account and the postseason I take into account. And the Astros had a tough regular season. It was rough. You have to admit it was a rough regular season. They made a lot of weird decisions, like you said, a lot of mismanagement, and a lot of underperformance offensively. So the fact is that they did have a rough season, but they did make the playoffs. And at the end of the day, that's the goal. They made the playoffs, and then they did great in the playoffs. Fell a little short of the World Series. Almost came back there, like you said. Made it to Game 7. Definitely, if they made it to the World Series, it was going to be an A. I think 100% they would get an A. But majority of people had them missing the playoffs because they hate the Astros. Because anyone who had the Astros missing the playoffs in an expanded year, they're just hating on the Astros. I mean, the Astros were good. They were obviously going to make the playoffs, and they almost it looked for a minute they might not. Okay, guys, officially we have it official, guys. I appreciate everybody. Yeah, they had a less than a 500 record. I can't really give them an A. I appreciate that, Texas Sports, but I think a B is appropriate for the Astros. I think everything is right here. So, guys, I thank you guys for helping me out today. Yeah, Astros losing record. Texas Sports TV. I hope you understand. I mean, losing record. I can't give them an A, but obviously you're welcome to make your own video. I'd love to see it. If you do your own video and do something similar to this, that would be awesome. And I'd love to see where you have these teams. But these are basically my opinions with a little input from you guys and a little convincing from you guys. We have Braves, Dodgers, Marlins, Padres, and Rays with an A. A's, Blue Jays, Cubs, Giants, Indians, Astros, Mariners, Orioles, and Sox all get B's. And I know, like Mariners, you're like, Mariners, Orioles, Giants, but you know what? These guys all exceeded expectations by a lot. Giants were supposed to be god-awful. You can't tell me you didn't have the Giants in last place unless you're a Giants fan. Everyone had Giants in last place. So Giants were awesome. The C tier, I think, Brewers, Cardinals, Reds, Royals, Twins, Yankees. Twins, yeah, barely. I think I wanted to give them a B, but I think, yeah, with that playoff performance, even though the Astros were pretty awesome, I'll give them a C. D, Astros were still underdogs all the way. In a way, yeah, with all that pressure and all that craziness that was, but they weren't. I thought they were good. Watch my preseason power rankings. I had them third. I never thought the Astros were bad. I always thought that they were still good. Brewers, Cardinals, Reds, Royals, Twins, Yankees. D, I have Angels. D, Mets. D, Phillies. D, Pirates. I gave them a D because as bad as they were supposed to be bad, and they got the #1 overall pick. Rockies and Tigers. And finally, guys, the Fs. D-backs, Nationals, Rangers, and Red Sox get Fs for their 2020 season. So a lot of fun, guys. I thank you for all your support. Darkness, I see your Cardinals logo. I've seen you in here many times. I thank you for your support. And Darkness, Cardinals, C, could have been worse, could have been better. I have the Stros C+ to B-. Giants can be made as an A. You know what? If somebody made this tier list and they gave the Giants an A, I personally wouldn't argue with it. Obviously, I'm a Giants fan, but I feel like because they didn't even make they were so close. And if they didn't have that terrible sequence of games where they just blew game after game in the 9th inning, they just kept blowing saves, they would have been in the playoffs. And yeah, they got screwed in that last game by the umpire. He was awful, but nevertheless, they didn't make the playoffs, so that's why I give them a B. If they would have made the playoffs, it would have been an easy A for the Giants. So, guys, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed doing this ranking right here and this grading. And I thank you guys for doing this with me. It's been a lot of fun, just super fun, guys. You guys are awesome. Rob Drake can be blamed. Rob Drake is in the F column as umpire. We need to rate the umpires. I don't have enough knowledge to do it, but I wish I did. I wish I could rate the umpires, but I don't know them well enough. I don't pay enough attention to who's who to know. But at the end of the day, thank you guys so much for joining me. And please share this video out there. I'm going to keep it on the channel. It might take a few minutes to process, but it should be on the channel live, and you can review it if you want to. So here's my final grades for the 2020 season. Congratulations, and have a great day. Jack the Ripper, I don't know who the Mets are going to sign. Maybe McCann, or if they don't get Real Muto, they're going to get McCann. They might trade for Lindor, and they'll probably get 1 or 2 other top free agents. So I don't know who, though. We'll have to wait and find out, but obviously Mets fans are really mad at me right now. Can you do every position for future live streams and vids? Yeah, stuff like that. If you guys enjoyed this and support this, which you guys did, there was plenty of people in the chat for the majority of it. I'll definitely do more stuff like this. Manager tier, ranking videos, all kind of stuff. We can do it. I was going to do this. I was actually going to make this video. I was sitting down to do this video as a regular video. And I was like, I'm going live. Screw it. I'm going live. Screw it. And if I suck, I suck, but I'm going live. And we made it. It worked. So you guys have a fantastic day. GM tier list. That would be great. That would be awesome. I can do that. I can do all this stuff. And you guys, your input was huge today. Your input really did add to it. And it changed it too. It changed it. Your guys' input did have an effect on it. So I appreciate that. So you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for joining me. Please hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel, which I'm sure you are, because if you're here for an hour and 5 minutes or or whatever, you're probably a subscriber. Tiffany, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Go Giants. Absolutely. Or manager rating. That would be a good one. We're going to do that as well. We're going to do this kind of thing again. You guys have a fantastic day. And have a good evening as well. And have a happy Thanksgiving. If I don't see you before then, we're going to talk to you guys really soon. And hope you guys have a great week. Hope you guys get some good turkey. And hope you're able to be with your families despite all this craziness. So have a great one, guys. Appreciate you again. Happy Thanksgiving. I can't say enough how much I appreciate your support. I'm sorry I haven't been putting as much content, but it's coming really soon. I've been really busy. So you guys are awesome. Have a fantastic day. Hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button. You know what to do. Let's go San Francisco Giants, and good luck to all you guys and your teams in 2021. I can't wait. We'll talk to you next time. See ya!
Humm, baby. Enjoy this great game.